Because y'all got false narratives out there, and y'all should be ashamed of yourself. Y'all black. Y'all are black. And y'all sitting up here beating and attacking on a black woman that's in power. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. All the stuff that y'all did to get people to come to our community, to just diss and down our community. Shame on y'all. Because when I want to attack and take any of y'all seats, I run. I run for the seat. I don't do smear campaigns. I don't do all this mess. It's nonsense. Because at the end of the day, we still got to live in this village. Oh, well, y'all don't live in the village, but we still got.
A few moments later.
Handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
Actually, yes. The credit card records do shed some light on tax dollars spent at several restaurants near the Strip, including Cafe Hollywood and Hot and Juicy Crawfish.
All right. Any other questions?
So you're not going to answer how taxpayer dollars are being spent? That seems odd.
I just answered it. What do you mean? I just answered your questions.
You said you wouldn't answer about Las Vegas.
You asked me a question and I responded.
But we want to tell you about the Illinois Attorney General's office now ordering a charity run by Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard to stop soliciting donations. The charity, called Tiffany Henyard Cares, failed to register with the Attorney General's office or disclose how much money it raised and how the money is being spent. Fox 32 first raised questions about her charity last year. Our investigation with the Illinois Answers Project found she was using public employees and taxpayer dollars to support the charity, including a $10,000 donation from Thornton Township, where she is supervisor. The AG's office says it is evaluating further action against the charity to protect donors and enforce state laws about charitable giving.
Well. Now, apparently you're not supposed to say that when you're talking about a certain demographic of people, but I'm going to say it anyways, okay? Because this video definitely deserves a well, okay? Because we got to talk about Ghetto City Girl Mayor, Black Excellence, Miss Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dolton, a small-ish town outside of Chicago, because she is now facing FBI investigation for allegations of misconduct. Now, the latest allegation against her is that she is basically trying to withhold business licenses and to discriminate against businesses who refuse to support her reelection for mayor. She's also been accused of a whole bunch of other stuff that, honestly, I can't name off the top of my head because it's just so much. I'm not sure what she hasn't been accused of yet, right? I mean, that's how many things she has been accused of, okay? Like, for example, using taxpayer dollars to fund her charity. Also, using taxpayer dollars to take lavish trips to Las Vegas and other parts of the country, even though there's no clear business reason why she's doing that. She's also misused taxpayer funds in regards to public services. She has essentially defunded police, but also has increased her own security, right? Spent extravagant amounts of taxpayer dollars on her own security. She's hired thugs and criminals to help run her city. She's been accused of all types of crazy stuff, okay? I mean, it's remarkable. It really is, okay? And at one point, the citizens tried to recall her, tried to get rid of her. They were successful, but then a judge overturned it after she challenged it legally. So now they're just stuck with her until they can eventually vote her out of office, okay? And even then, they still might not find a way to get rid of this woman, okay? But last time we talked about Miss Tiffany Henyard, she was boo-hoo-whining and crying racism against the black people that put her into office. Because, again, this is how it works. If you are black, you're not supposed to criticize other black people, even when they're clearly and obviously doing wrong, right? When they're clearly and obviously hurting other black people, you're not supposed to criticize them, okay? Black people, we're the only group of people that go out our way to try to protect criminals. And it seems as if Tiffany Henyard is, in fact, a criminal, which can partly explain why she apparently was at the White House hanging out with the #1 criminal in the country, Joe Biden, not too long ago, okay? Because birds of a feather flock together, right? So that's what you're seeing going on here, okay? She's boohoo whining, crying racism against black people because she's being criticized, okay? Because she's hurting them and they are standing up to her clear and obvious overt corruption that has now come to a head, apparently, because the FBI is now probing allegations against Miss Tiffany Henyard. They're looking into her. So let's react to this news clip so we can get a better understanding of exactly what's going on with this situation.
Fox 32 has information indicating the FBI has launched an investigation into controversial Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
Dane Placco has been following allegations of her misspending and joins us now with an update. Dane.
Yeah, we've been reporting for nearly 2 years on allegations of corruption surrounding Henyard in her capacity as Dolton Mayor and Thornton Township Supervisor. And now we've learned from multiple sources that federal agents are in fact interviewing witnesses as part of a possible investigation that may or may not result in charges.
Well, I mean, if it don't result in charges, then Democrats are just free to do anything in this country, right? I mean, if this doesn't result in charges, all these allegations, I mean, you have the local news media, okay, multiple outlets in the area doing real investigative journalism into this woman. And shout out to these local news outlets because we don't see too much of that in this country anymore, which is real investigative journalism, which they were doing into her, right? So the local news media has been on this. I think they're part of the reason why the FBI is probing this woman. But yeah, if there are no charges, if there is no criminality here, that is going to open up the door for a lot more corruption, okay? Because this woman has essentially become a dictator in this town, and she's just running into the ground doing whatever she wants. I mean, and there's no accountability whatsoever. Again, all of these allegations can't be made up, okay? I'm pretty sure a vast majority of them are true. I mean, she is overtly corrupt in your face. The most corrupt mayor in the history of this country. And it just so happens to be a black liberal woman. Okay, a black liberal woman. Now, you also got Fannie Willis, who's also a corrupt black liberal woman. You have Ms. Marilyn Mosby, who was the state attorney out in Baltimore. She just got busted on federal charges. Again, black women all across the country, specifically liberal black women, progressive black women, are taking L's. But hey, you know, these are the same people that the left told us saved the country in 2020, right? From Orange Man Trump, liberal black women. It just so happens that now in 2024, 4 years later, in another major election year, all of these so-called liberal black women, they're taking L's, right? They're taking L's. But again, this is what you get when you vote based off of race and genitalia. This is exactly what you get. So that's why I can't even feel that bad for the residents of this town, because it's almost like, well, you voted for it, right? This is why you don't vote based off identity politics, especially when you talk about race and gender, which have nothing to do with these people and their values whatsoever.
Did the FBI agents you talked to seem serious about
very serious.
your concerns?
Very, very serious. Very.
Lawrence Gardner owns a U-Haul rental and trucking business in South Suburban Dolton and says he went to the FBI several months ago, frustrated that the village of Dolton would not renew his business license. Gardner says he's been harassed and his business raided and shut down by Dolton police. He believes because he refused to make a donation to a civic event sponsored by Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
And I talk.
Wow. Incredible stuff. Again, you talk about shutting down businesses because they don't want to support the mayor. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. I mean, this is real fascism right here, right? When Democrats, liberals want to boohoo whine and cry fascism, you got Democrats doing it right in front of your face, okay? When they boohoo whine and cry about democracy, they're literally overthrowing democracy right in your face, right? This is why I say a lot of what Democrats do is projection. They project what they do onto other people. Again, it's amazing stuff. I can't believe the White House invited this woman to hang out with Joe Biden, right? I mean, it's not surprising. I mean, they're all crooks.
To a couple of agents, and I explained them what was going on. I gave them all my paperwork to show them what was happening in court and what was happening in Dolton. And they told me they was investigating and they would be in touch with me.
Gardner is one of 6 people who confirmed to Fox 32 that they've been interviewed by the FBI, ranging from Dolton business owners to a former village employee and at least one public official. And we've learned the FBI has been using electronic surveillance as part of its investigation. Agents are asking questions about Henyard's alleged use of taxpayer dollars and resources, including massive spending on out-of-town trips, hundreds of thousands of dollars in police overtime for her personal security detail, using public employees and tax dollars for personal benefit, and holding up licenses to certain businesses like this Dolton restaurant.
I've heard rumors that say, hey, I'm on the wrong team.
Dwayne Wood has been trying to renew the business license for his restaurant for nearly a year. While he has not talked to the FBI, he believes he can't get approved because he's provided catering to several Dolton trustees who are engaged in a political fight with Henyard.
I think I've been just targeted because of my affiliation with a certain group of people. You know, I had the trustees. I've cooked for the trustees.
And in a lawsuit filed by a Dolton towing company, the owner alleges their business license has been held up because, quote, George's Towing's refusal to support or contribute to Henyard's political campaign. In a statement, Dolton trustee Jason House reacted to the news of the FBI's involvement. We welcome any investigation that will bring transparency on how taxpayer dollars are being spent. Our residents deserve this level of financial transparency.
We reached out to the FBI, which said it is policy for the agency not to comment on the nature, existence, or non-existence of any investigation that may be occurring. A public relations firm responded on behalf of the mayor, saying neither Henyard or the village of Dolton have received any subpoenas or been contacted by the FBI or any other law enforcement agency. Dawn, back to you.
Wow. Well, that's Black history right there, folks. Right. These same people say, oh, we're making Black history by putting in a Black woman to run the town, even though clearly and obviously she doesn't seem to be very, qualified to do so, right? But they put her in charge anyways because, again, you got to support Black women at all costs, liberal Black women, that is. And this is what you get. So, again, as of right now, it's just an investigation. It seems to be in the early stages. I hope that the FBI actually files charges if these allegations turn out to be true. I can't imagine that some of them aren't. I can't imagine that this woman is doing all this completely legally, despite the allegations against her. There's so many accusations that you got to believe that somewhere she's definitely doing something that is worth criminal charges. And, she should definitely face the consequences. But then again, you just never know, right? She's on Team D. She's on Team Democrat. She's in bed with Joe Biden. So who knows? She may not face any type of consequences because, these people tend not to face consequences for their actions, right? They tend to be above the law. Now, again, if her last name was Trump, she would have been locked up a long time ago. Okay, she would have been locked up a long time ago. But I do find it hilarious how, again, Democrats want to boohoo, whine, and cry and point to Russia and what Putin allegedly is doing over there when you got a mini Putin right here, right? This woman is a mini Putin, okay? Look at what she's doing in her own city. I think we should be concerned much more about the corruption that's going on in the United States when it comes to some of these politicians running these liberal cities than we should about some dictator in some foreign country and what he's doing, right? Because, again, what she's doing actually affects the American people, and this is what we should be concerned about. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.